Welcome to Mech Games. The Nintendo Switch isn't just a console, it's a phenomenon. Since its launch, it's delivered unforgettable experiences across every genre, from iconic Nintendo franchises to innovative indie hits. With a library this deep, it can be tough to know where to start or what to play next. That's why we've put together this hand-picked list of the 22 best Switch games that truly define what makes the system special. In Afterimage, the world of Engadin is in turmoil. Players control Ren, who wakes up in a world ravaged by ancient and mysterious forces. The game is set in a rich, fantasy world filled with different environments, such as ruins, forests, caves, and more. The main goal is to uncover the secrets behind the land's history and the strange phenomenon affecting the world. You play as Renee, a girl who awakens with amnesia in the wake of the destruction. Guided by echoes of her past and a mysterious companion, she sets out to uncover the truth behind the Rising, reclaim her memories, and discover her destiny. The game features Metroidvania-style gameplay, which means that you'll be doing a lot of exploration, solving puzzles, and unlocking abilities to access previously unreachable areas. Chasm is a Metroidvania-style action platformer developed by BitKid Inc. and released in 2018. The game is heavily inspired by classic 2D action-adventure games, and it features a beautifully pixelated world, exploration, and a good deal of combat. In Chasm, you play as a rookie miner named Dalton, who is sent on a mission to investigate a mysterious disappearance in a mining town called Carthas. Upon arriving, you discover that strange and dangerous forces have taken over the mines and that something far more sinister is at play. The setting is filled with a variety of environments, such as dark caverns, underground ruins, and more. Daydream, Forgotten Sorrow, is a 2D puzzle platformer developed by Dreamnaught Studios. The game was released in 2022 and features a blend of platforming, exploration, and puzzle solving, all wrapped up in a visually striking and atmospheric world. In Daydream, Forgotten Sorrow, players control a young boy named Ras as he embarks on a journey through a dark and twisted world of forgotten memories. Ras is accompanied by his eerie and magical companion, a floating doll named Tala. Together, they must navigate through a world that represents a fragmented dreamscape, filled with emotions, mysteries, and challenges. The story is driven by the central theme of loss, grief, and memory, exploring the emotional states of the protagonist as he confronts his past. Ebenezer and The Invisible is a puzzle platformer game developed by Dapper Penguin Studios. It is inspired by Charles Dickens' classic story, A Christmas Carol, with a unique twist. Instead of simply retelling the original tale, Ebenezer and The Invisible reimagines it by incorporating supernatural themes and giving players control over Ebenezer Scrooge, but in a more action-driven puzzle-solving adventure. In Ebenezer and The Invisible, you play as Ebenezer Scrooge, but the game takes place in a dark fantasy world where Ebenezer is challenged by forces of the supernatural. The plot still retains elements of the famous novella, such as his transformation and redemption, but adds a unique, fantastical twist by introducing elements like the invisible. The story of Eden Genesis is set in a future where Earth has been ravaged by a catastrophic event that has left the world in ruins. Humanity has retreated into the remnants of civilization, struggling to survive and rebuild in the face of environmental destruction and societal collapse. Players take on the role of a unique protagonist who is tasked with uncovering the secrets of the world, including the mysterious Eden Genesis, an event that has the potential to change the fate of the planet. The game's setting combines futuristic sci-fi elements, such as high-tech cities and robotic enemies, with more traditional fantasy themes, like magical creatures and ancient ruins. This blend of genres creates a rich, immersive world full of mysteries, dangers, and hidden truths. Giana Sisters, Twisted Dreams is a 2D platformer developed by Black Forest Games and released in 2012. It's a modern reboot of the classic The Great Giana Sisters from the 1980s, but with a much more polished and visually appealing twist. The game stands out for its visually stunning art direction, innovative gameplay mechanics, and the combination of action platforming with puzzle-solving elements. The game follows Giana, a young girl who finds herself trapped in a strange, dreamlike world. After falling into a deep sleep, she enters the Twisted Dreams, a bizarre and colorful world that is both magical and dangerous. In the game, she must navigate various levels, solving puzzles and avoiding obstacles, while facing off against enemies and bosses to find a way to escape the dream world. Itorah centers around a young woman named Itorah, who awakens in a mysterious, vibrant yet desolate world. She is one of the last of her kind, a human-like creature with a mysterious past. The world she finds herself in is inhabited by strange creatures and remnants of an ancient civilization. Itorah embarks on a journey through this world, seeking answers about her origins, the fate of her people, and the reasons behind the world's decline. As Itorah journeys through lush forests, desolate ruins, and treacherous caves, she uncovers the secrets of a once thriving civilization and learns more about the mythical beings and spirits that inhabit the land. Along the way, she also faces the growing threat of corruption and decay that is consuming the world.
Hello, Giana. Since I was little, I've always...
Lost Words. Beyond the Page is a narrative-driven puzzle platformer developed by Sketchbook Games and released in 2021. The game is known for its emotionally engaging story, stunning hand-drawn visuals, and creative gameplay that combines platforming with an innovative story mechanic. It's a game that blends interactive storytelling with emotional depth, making it stand out in the world of indie games. The game is set within the pages of a young girl's journal, and it follows the story of Izzy, a girl who is navigating her way through both the real world and a fantasy realm found within her journal. The main narrative revolves around Izzy's journey of grief and healing, as she deals with the loss of a loved one. The story is told through Izzy's words, and the gameplay incorporates elements of her journal entries. As Izzy writes her story, she creates and explores different worlds filled with imaginative elements, allowing players to experience both her emotional struggles and her escape into a fantastical world. Magical Delicacy. You play as a character who is exploring a magical world filled with mystical creatures, enchanted ingredients, and a variety of cooking challenges. The protagonist is often a novice or skilled chef who has either just inherited a cooking business, discovered a hidden magical cookbook, or received an invitation to work in a mystical kitchen. As you progress through the game, you encounter different characters, many of whom are involved in the culinary arts, and form relationships while learning and improving your cooking skills. There's a heavy emphasis on crafting magical recipes, where ingredients have mystical properties that can affect the story's outcome. You might need to combine certain ingredients in specific ways to create dishes that have unique effects on the characters or the world itself.
New side-scrolling jump and run is the game for you. Whether it's a single
Nikoderiko. The Magical World is a visual novel with adventure and fantasy elements, typically centered around magical realms and unique characters. The game combines elements of story-driven gameplay with a richly imaginative world where magic and wonder are key aspects of the experience. Nikoderiko. The Magical World follows the journey of a young protagonist, Nikoderiko, who suddenly finds themselves transported to a mysterious magical realm. The story begins when Nikoderiko, perhaps an ordinary person from the real world, encounters a magical portal or object that pulls them into a world of mystical creatures, enchanted landscapes, and ancient magic.
3D and back, turbulent underwater.
The story of Ori and the Blind Forest is a heartfelt and poignant tale of love, loss, and hope. It is set in the magical forest of Nibel, which has fallen into darkness and decay after a catastrophic event. The story begins with a young creature named Ori, a small, glowing being who is raised by a loving guardian figure named Naru. Ori and Naru share a peaceful existence in the lush and vibrant forest of Nibel. However, tragedy strikes when a great storm sweeps through the forest, separating Ori from Naru and leaving the forest in a state of ruin. Ori soon discovers that the forest's life-giving spirit tree, the heart of the forest, has been damaged, and the forest is slowly dying due to a lack of balance. The story of RIN, The Last Child, revolves around the character RIN, a mysterious young girl who is the last survivor of her kind. She wakes up in an unfamiliar and hostile world without any memory of how she got there or her past. As RIN explores the world, she uncovers pieces of her lost history, and learns that she is connected to a mysterious prophecy that foretells either the salvation or the destruction of the world. The world RIN finds herself in is in ruin, filled with strange creatures, dangerous environments, and remnants of a forgotten civilization. Throughout the game, RIN must navigate these perilous landscapes, battle enemies, and solve puzzles to unlock the truth about her origins. As RIN travels, she forms relationships with other survivors, some of whom seek to help her on her journey, while others have their own agendas. RWBY, Arrowfell, is a side-scrolling action-adventure game set in the popular RWBY universe, developed by WayForward Technologies and published by Arc System Works. It is based on the beloved animated web series RWBY, created by Monty Orm and produced by Rooster Teeth. In RWBY, Arrowfell, the story unfolds between the events of the main series, following the adventures of the RWBY team as they travel to a new region. The game focuses on the team's quest to uncover the mystery behind a new threat that is putting the world of Remnant in danger. The team is tasked with investigating a strange occurrence involving fading signals from the Kingdom of Vale, which has mysteriously gone silent. Along the way, they discover a new group of adversaries and enemies, ultimately uncovering a deeper conspiracy that threatens the entire world. As they battle enemies and uncover secrets, the team must also navigate the intricacies of their relationships and personal growth.
What?
What the heck's an Arrowfell?
Saga of Sins is an action-adventure game developed by Kara Sulta and released in 2023. It combines classic hack-and-slash gameplay with a dark, gothic narrative. The game is set in a medieval world filled with mysticism, sin, and corruption, and it explores moral dilemmas, spiritual themes, and the human struggle between good and evil. The story of Saga of Sins revolves around a protagonist named Abaddon, who is a divine being with the ability to enter the minds and souls of those who have fallen into sin. The game's narrative is heavily influenced by themes of redemption, punishment, and the consequences of sin. The world is plagued by sins, and each sin manifests in a specific manner within the game. Abaddon must explore various souls to uncover their twisted, sinful actions and punish them. In Spirit Mancer, the story revolves around Morin, the protagonist, who is born with a unique power, the ability to commune with spirits. Morin is part of an ancient order known as the Spirit Mancers, who are tasked with keeping the balance between the living world and the spirit realm. However, a cataclysmic event known as the Veil Breach has caused the barrier between the two worlds to weaken. As a result, malicious spirits and dangerous entities begin to invade the living world, and it is up to Morin to restore balance. Morin's journey will take him across vast landscapes, from ruined cities to mystical forests, as he seeks to uncover the truth behind the Veil Breach and the source of the growing unrest between the realms. Along the way, he will encounter both friendly and hostile spirits, forge alliances, and battle corrupted spirits that threaten the world. Summum Aeterna is an action-packed roguelike game developed by Punk Notion. It's set in a dark fantasy world where players must navigate procedurally generated dungeons, battling against powerful enemies and seeking to uncover the mysteries of the realm. The game features roguelike mechanics including permadeath, randomized levels, and a wide array of weaponry and abilities. In Summum Aeterna, the player takes on the role of an ancient warrior trapped in a realm of eternal suffering and decay, known as Eterna. The story revolves around the character's quest to break free from this cursed dimension. Eterna is a world filled with endless, hostile forces and dangerous creatures, where the boundaries between the living and the dead have become blurred. Terraria, Spirit Mod. Reforged is an extensive mod for Terraria that adds a wealth of new content, features, and gameplay enhancements to the original Terraria experience. The Spirit Mod is known for introducing an entirely new dimension of content, including new biomes, enemies, bosses, items, mechanics, and a reworked progression system. The Reforged version is essentially an updated and improved version of this mod, designed to provide an even more expansive and polished gameplay experience. The Spirit Mod is a fan-made expansion that enhances the Terraria universe by introducing more varied adventures, lore, and boss fights, as well as expanding the available resources and crafting options. Spirit Mod. Reforged takes the original concept of the mod and refines it, giving players a more balanced, dynamic, and feature-rich experience. Teslagrad 2 is a 2D puzzle platformer and the sequel to the critically acclaimed game Teslagrad, developed by RIN Games. Like its predecessor, Teslagrad 2 features a mix of puzzle-solving, platforming, and electromagnetic mechanics that are central to the gameplay. The game takes place in a steampunk-inspired world, and it expands upon the original's ideas with new mechanics, environments, and a fresh storyline. Teslagrad 2 continues the story set in the first game, but introduces a new protagonist and fresh narrative elements. The game is set in the same universe, in a world where advanced electromagnetic technology exists alongside a steampunk aesthetic. The protagonist of the second game, Lumina, is a young girl who embarks on a journey to uncover her past and the secrets behind the powerful Tesla-based technology that shapes the world. Library of Babel is a video game inspired by Jorge Luis Borges' famous short story of the same name. The original story, first published in 1941, explores the concept of an infinite library containing all possible books, essentially offering a metaphor for the infinite search for knowledge and meaning. In the video game adaptation, the concept of the library is expanded upon as players explore an ever-expanding infinite space filled with books, mysteries, and secrets to uncover. The Library of Babel is a first-person exploration puzzle game set within a seemingly infinite and labyrinthine library. The game's setting is inspired by Borges' short story, where the library contains every possible book, including every combination of letters, punctuation, and spaces. The result is that the library is filled with both meaningful texts and seemingly nonsensical ones, as well as books that may contain the answers to profound questions, or none at all. Trinity Fusion is a roguelike action platformer developed by Angry Mob Games, the same studio behind games like Brawl Stars and Bomb Squad. The game is set in a sci-fi world and offers players a fast-paced and challenging gameplay experience, combining elements of platforming, combat, and exploration. It stands out for its unique blend of action, story-driven elements, and its use of multiverse concepts. Trinity Fusion is set in a dystopian future where humanity has encountered a multitude of parallel worlds. The game's central premise revolves around multiverse travel and the exploration of alternate realities. As the protagonist, players navigate through these realities to fight enemies, solve puzzles, and uncover the mysteries of the world, while battling through intense combat sequences.
Easy peasy.
Yars Rising. The story is an expanded and modernized take on the original Yars Revenge, diving deeper into the universe and the conflict between the Yars and their enemies. The game's narrative introduces a dystopian sci-fi world, where the Yars, insect-like creatures from a distant planet, are embroiled in a fierce struggle for survival against a technologically superior foe. Yars, a peaceful and highly intelligent species, who are under attack by an oppressive and hostile alien force. Their world is threatened by the enemy's devastating weapons, and the Yars are left with little choice but to fight back.
Kimura, do you even know who hired you?
I told you they were shady.
In this alternate universe, Yohane finds herself in a mysterious and enchanting world known as the Deepblue, a vast oceanic world that is home to both beauty and danger. She is no longer simply an idol, but is thrust into an epic fantasy adventure where she must navigate through unknown territories, solve puzzles, and battle dark forces in order to save the world. Blaze in the Deepblue refers to the central theme of the story, fighting against overwhelming odds and uncovering secrets hidden in the depths of the oceanic world. As the story unfolds, Yohane discovers her hidden potential and becomes a central figure in the struggle between light and darkness. Throughout her journey, she'll face challenges that test her strength, willpower, and beliefs. Alongside a cast of new and returning characters, she must use both magic and her courage to confront a growing darkness that threatens to engulf the world.